All right, so today's going to be a bit of a different video. Um, I finished work a little while ago, so I'm a little bit tired, and I've kind of had a bit of a weird day today, bit of an off day. You know when you hear some news and it's negative and it just kind of ruins your whole day. So that's kind of been my day. But I was meant to see someone today. I was speaking to them a couple of days ago, and I knew this person since I was a kid. When I first moved here, I remember being a kid with my family, my mom, dad, my siblings, and we went to the park. And I remember this guy being so kind to my family and being so kind to me since I was a kid. And 15 years later, 10 years later, I seen him again. I was like, I remember you from 15 years ago. He runs like a mini golf course. And he used to run in the park, he used to run like a boats. So you can take a boat into the canal, or not the canal, into like a lake. And he used to have an ice cream shop for kids and everyone to enjoy at the park. And he was just a very nice gentleman. So I remember him kind of growing up. He was part of my childhood. And then fast forward, I move away and I don't see him for many years. And I move back and he's got this mini golf place. And I recognize him. And for work, I had to take someone to the mini golf, so they can play. Basically, I work in like support and care. So we take different people to activities and socialize and everything. But anyway, I go over and I recognize this gentleman. And he didn't really age that much. Of course, he had some gray hairs, but he aged quite well. And he was quite young. He was only in his 50s. And I seen him and I said, I recognize you. When I was a kid, you were so friendly to me and so nice that you really made my childhood enjoyable. And I really want to say thank you. And he looked at me and he said, as long as I'm making a difference to someone's life, it makes me happy. And I saw how nice he was, and even after all these years, he still hasn't changed, and he still, still helps the community, still does the best that he can. I think it's like a family-owned business that he has with his mum. So anyway, fast forward, I had to leave, and then I said, I'll be back in a couple of days. So I go back to work, and one of the girls that I see at my work, she goes, "Did you hear the news?" I say, "What news?" He goes, "That guy passed away." And it just made me think how quick life is. Life is it's just so short that you could be speaking to somebody that you knew is a good person, a kind soul, and the next minute they're gone. And it kind of made me think about life in perspective, that we think we have all this time on this earth, but we don't. We think about our work life, money, success, what we're going to do tomorrow, next week, when next week is not even promised. Tomorrow is not even promised. And it just it really just, I feel like good people die young. And everyone that I've known, my whole life that are good people are dying. I don't know if that's me, my bad luck, or maybe if I'm cursed, or it might be my age. Like, I'm 28, so I'm getting up there in age, but everyone that I genuinely appreciate and that made my childhood amazing and then they grew up good people are slowly going. I couldn't believe it. I had to kind of like, I was just meant to go down there today, but he passed away last night. It doesn't make any sense, this life. 1 minute you're here, and the next minute you're gone. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. And what bothers me more, or what upsets me more, is that this was a good person that I knew. Of course, we lost contact for many years, but when you see someone who you know has got a good heart, a good soul, and many people knew him, so it's not only just me that's shocked by this news, it's probably the whole community and everyone that's probably been, in contact with him. They knew he was a good man, but it definitely just puts things in perspective that you don't know what minute you're gonna die, what minute you're gonna go. My whole life I've been chasing success and I've been chasing my goals, but I'm very aware now that I'm getting older that your health is not, none of us are meant to be here forever. It puts things in perspective. I don't know. Maybe it's just me going through these things, but I heard news as well about my driving instructor from like 10 years ago also passed away. And it was like, whoa, he talked about, having, I think he had a daughter. He talked about having kids. And when I first was learning with this guy, I thought, he was, when you got your driving instructor and they shout at you, and he was telling jokes and everything. And the next minute I hear he's passed away, and he was only in his 40s. He wasn't a bad person. He was a good instructor. He was funny. It just, it's one of those things that maybe you don't realize it, but life is a gift, or life is borrowed, and that's the gift. I don't know if I'm talking sense. I've had a long day at work, and it's not been, I'm a wee bit, my head's all over the place at the minute. My car's in the garage, so I'm taking a bus at the minute, and just the whole day's just been awful. But yeah, one thing about that man that passed away last night is he would make people's experience enjoyable at his mini golf place and his ice cream place. And in my job, we take a lot of people there. So I got to see him quite frequently. And it definitely it stood out to me the difference that he made on this earth before he passed away. But man, it's just crazy. I still can't wrap my head around it. Why would God take away somebody so beautiful? Such a good person? It just doesn't make sense to me. That you do good all your life, and in the end, I think he was only 58, 59. Ah, man. Yeah, it's a sad thing, but think it definitely puts things in perspective. That this life is borrowed. It's not forever. It sucks that we have all got less time than we actually expect. So that's a video I wanted to make today, is talking about how quick life is. 1 minute you're talking to someone, and the next minute they're gone. And when I was speaking to this gentleman, I felt a wee bit emotional, because I said, thank you for you were just so nice to my family, and I really appreciate that. And he died a couple of days later. Yeah. If you know someone that's a good person or made it enjoyable, definitely give them their flowers, because you just don't know. Love them while they're here on this earth. Don't love them while they're gone, because you never know who's gonna go. So love them while they're here. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. I'm gonna get ready for slowly head off to bed. I ate some food and I'm gonna take it easy for the rest of the night. I'm absolutely beat. I'm exhausted. I'm tired, and I got another long day ahead of me. So yeah, guys, my quick message for today, but catch you in a bit.